Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back in another video. Follow on to my last video. There were a few things I forgot to mention, and also I thought the video was dragging on a bit. So I was actually thinking of doing it a bit like Q&A or something. I was thinking of doing something like that, but I suppose when no one really asks me any questions or gets involved. So anyway, some of the points I wanted to add, which I was talking about in my last video, so please check that out, about being single, remaining single, giving you a chance to focus, especially if you're a bloke, I suppose, maybe, and how I'd love to hear your views on that and some of the red pill stuff, what people talk about. Like, do you think it is true that in terms of lifestyle partners and lifelong partners, that it's more of a female thing, or more favourable for female, especially at a certain age when their biological clock ticks, more of a woman thing, shall we say, when they get to a certain age, whereas women, when they're younger, might be able to do what younger guys can do, but when they get a bit older, they need like a partner to be with them, because also if they give birth, they need someone to help to look after their children. Some people say that's why women need, or certainly a lot of women want providers and protectors, arguably need even today when they have their own money. So that's a controversial view. I do apologise if that view does offend anyone, but I'd love to hear what you think, if you think I'm wrong, or if there's any evidence to prove me wrong. But I think a lot of people who say the research does say that. Me, I've never wanted to be a provider in the romantic or traditional sense. I've wanted to provide for my own sort of relatives or flesh and blood, but that's a different thing, obviously. That would be pretty gross otherwise. And I've wanted to provide for charity again. That would be inappropriate if it was for that reason. But yeah, sorry, these were not the things I was going to mention. These are just a few extras. But what I was going to say was, and I hope I don't lose my train of thought, quite embarrassing. That's my train of thought, sorry. I was saying about focusing and remaining single, so you can focus, and also oh yeah, that was it. There's 5 sort of things that, sorry, my voice seems to be going. There's 5 sort of things that I would focus on, and if I could avoid any distractions, excuse me, any or all distractions, I would spend about 20%, excuse me, 20% of all my attention, time, money, effort, energy, and basically all I have on these 5 things, which are, although the problem is I like to be a bit more flexible and spontaneous. I don't like to be too rigid or too focused or too planned or too structured, is what I was thinking of as well. So yeah, basically, yeah, if I could split it evenly, these are the sort of things I would focus on. Like, so supporting Italian football or benefiting Italian football is one thing I would love to dedicate 20% of my, I know I wouldn't be able to do this, but if I could, 20% ideally of my attention, time, money, effort, energy, and basically what I have, or basically as close to 20% as possible. 20% for Celtic FC, like benefiting them, ideas that might help to generate fundraising, generate funds for the club, sorry, and things like that, and also possibly helping their foundation and things like that, and basically supporting the club as much as possible, financially, as I say. So off the pitch as well. 20% on also my political goals, like libertarianism, especially, and things like that. 20% on supporting former colonized countries, and 20% finally on supporting the poorest possible and most disadvantaged people around the world, but in a libertarian way. So those are the things that I would love to focus on. And I think if you have a partner, some people might say, oh, you're just making an excuse, you're not desirable anyway, which is probably true anyway, but it's not. I'm saying as well, even if I was, I still think having a partner is quite distracting. Like, let's say if you're focusing on your goals, they might say, oh, you're not spending enough time with me, or you're not giving me enough attention, time, actually call money, or whatever it is, taking them out or whatever. The only thing that would probably change my mind about weddings or marriage, in fact, the only thing that would change my mind about weddings or marriage, is if I found like a millionaireess or a billionaireess, or even a millionaire or a billionaire. Probably shouldn't say that, but anyway, yeah. But yeah, so those were the things I wanted to say. Like, normally when I do a list, I normally put like a colon So I'd say 20% of my attention, time, money, effort, energy, and basically all I have on, and then colon, and those 5 things. But anyway, when I'm writing it, I normally write it that way. So anyway, hope this wasn't too cringeworthy, and I may be speaking too soon because the storm did calm down earlier, but then it came back. So just as I said in my last video, there was a storm. I hope it doesn't come back. Good riddance if it goes away. But at the moment, it's calm, but it could be the calm before the next storm, but I hope not, because I do struggle to sleep in a storm, and I can't imagine myself getting up early tomorrow, but I'll do my best to wake up as soon as possible. I've still got to like strip my bed, change my bedding, because I haven't done that for quite a while. Hopefully have a shave if I get around to it, cut my nails because they're really long and I'll keep forgetting to do it, take away some of my birthday decorations which were put up for me, which I forgot to do today. Yeah, so hopefully I'll get around to doing a lot of those things, and then probably a few other things that I need to do tomorrow, like changing the bins and things like that. So sorry if that's a bit trivial, but yeah. So if I wake up late, like a lot of time, if I do wake up late, a lot of the time goes talking about focus as well. That's another thing. Obviously, the more hours you have in a day, I think of a day like if you could draw a circle on a page and make it like a clock face and divide it into 24 hours, that's your 24-hour day. Whatever you take out of that, negative or positive, still takes out time of your day. So even if someone says, I don't know why I'm not getting ahead, I'm not an expert, I'm just I'm not very good at this myself, but I'm not gonna lie. But if someone says like, how do I not have, I feel like I'm doing the right things, but I don't feel like I have enough time, even if you're doing stuff that's positive, which is good and all that, it's good to use your time for good, I think, but it's still taking out. So I don't think if someone says like, I help my family or whatever, I help my family with chores, which is great and all that, perhaps, I suppose, but it does take away from other things. So I have a thing like if I want to help children in an orphanage and things like that, or help people in poverty or people who are poor generally around the world and things like that, it would take away from these 5 things that I talked about or whatever. If I was doing whatever else. Hope that made sense. But yeah, so yeah, whatever you. So I see it like if you think about it, it's like a pie or a pizza, slice of pie, or number of slices of pie or pizza, 24 slices of pie or pizza. If you give 2 of them away, you only have 22 left. If you give 8 of them away, you only have like 16 left or whatever. So if you sleep for 8 hours, it means you have 16 hours to use your day productively. Obviously, it's important to sleep or eat or shower or things like that, because showering and walking, and possibly obviously eating gives fuel to your body. Sleep gives you rest and things like that. So they actually help you to fuel your ideas and actions, perhaps. So again, I'd love to hear what you think. Sorry if I'm waffling. Am I waffling? Am I being cringeworthy? I don't know. Am I making any sense? What do you think about the idea of think about a plate? Because I suppose that's a circle as well, and like 24 slices of pizza or pie, that's how many you have. And then however you dish that out, that's how you use it. So each hour you do something, that's an hour you can't do something else most likely. And if you multitask, you can't really give 100% focus to one particular thing. So I think multitasking is probably, sometimes it's necessary, but sometimes it's probably overrated. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling. And as ever, I'd love to hear what you think, and hope you're well wherever you are. And I'm out. Peace and love.